What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, man. So Dennis Rodman, in an interview, said that he would have no problems shutting LeBron, Ramon, James down one on one, saying that basically he doesn't have any moves and that he's easy to guard because he's predictable. Basically saying that basically the only thing that he really has for him is his drive. And that, while he is powerful, if you play him correctly, you can slow him down. You can stop him. This is what he said.
It's a TV show, right? LeBron is so easy to play. He's so easy to play. He don't have any moves to turn on. All move he has is straight down the line. Yeah, he ain't got no moves. Where's he going? Where's he going? That's quick. Straight downhill, man. That don't be shit. Stop that. Stop the people for shutting that's that quick before I get to him. This game is too simple. He just big. 260, whatever, 6'8", 6'9". That's the only thing he got, pretty much. I'll play a guy 7'300", so it doesn't really matter. How much is that?
Well, if you catch that, he said, not only did he say that he would have shut him down, he said that LeBron would have never even been a real challenge to him because he wouldn't even got into the paint because he said Scottie Pippen would have shut that down. Well, this is the thing. If you're talking about in today's basketball with the ticky-tack fouls and you really can't be physical with a guy, I don't know about today. It's hard to stop LeBron because of the way that the game is officiated, the way that the game is played, everything pushed out to the perimeter. And, let's be honest, they never really call offensive fouls on this man. And I've seen him commit offensive fouls, and somehow they never call it. Now, if you're talking about the way the game was played in the 90s, if we go back to 1996, with the way the game was played then, when spacing wasn't, when you actually had centers playing in the when you actually had bodies in the paint, big bodies, when the game was more physical, and defenders could do more to challenge offensive players, yes. I don't think that he's lying. I think that LeBron, I do think great players are still going to be effective. But I do sometimes wonder if you put LeBron James in 1996, would he be as dominant? I think he would still be great because I just believe that great players are always going to be great. But I do think LeBron James benefits from the rule changes. I'm sorry, he does. I would argue that he benefits more from the rule changes than Steph Curry. No longer any big man in the paint to impede him. He's 6'8", 260. Okay. Back then, he had to contend with shot blockers. He had to contend with, in the 90s, he had to contend with Mark Eaton, Dikembe Mutombo, Manute Bol, Alonzo Mourning, Patrick Ewing, David Robinson, Shaquille O'Neal, Theo Ratliff, a smorgasbord. Jim McIlvain, even though he wasn't a great player, he was a shot blocker. He would have had to contend with all of these people. Sean Bradley. I'm talking about shot blocking. I'm not talking about necessarily the great players that are going to put up big numbers, but just the physicalness of the game, the big bodies. That's going to take a toll on him. Yeah, he's 6'8", 260, but if you got fucking Shaquille O'Neal throwing you to the goddamn Raptors every damn time you try to drive the basket. The way he plays the game, always driving to the basket, in the 90s, LeBron would have broken down by his 10th or 11th year. He would have played nearly as long if he played in the 90s. Having to all, I'm just talking about the centers. I'm not talking about the Charles Oakleys and the Charles Barkleys and the Jason Williams. I'm not talking about them, the Aaron Williams. You know, I'm not, like I said, I'm not necessarily Kenyon Martins, even though he's a little bit later, and Aaron Williams a little bit later. Uh, you know, the Armand Gilliams, uh, the Derek Colemans, the Xavier McDaniels, so many. You know what I'm saying? The Davis boys, Antonio Davis, Dale Davis. Uh, who else? Terry Cummins. I'm not talking about necessarily like just great offense, but I'm talking about like just the physicalness, the Anthony Mason. Come on, man. No, LeBron would have had to have been forced to be more of a mid-range outside shooter. So down goes the field goal percentage. Instead of him shooting in the mid 50 percentile range, he's going to be more, you know, I would say in the 46, 47% range. He'll be forced to shoot jumpers. Because I'm telling you, if he just drove to the basket, that's why Michael Jordan, all those dudes, all those guys that was slashers, Clyde Drexler, all those dudes, even the bigger guys who were slashers, they all said, you know what? I can't take too many more Karl Malone's elbows. I can't take Moses Malone fouling me with his 270-pound frame. I can't take Shaq and Mark Eaton 290, 300-pound frames fouling me. I can't do that, man. I got to develop a jump shot to extend my career to still be effective. If you just drive them to the basket, oh yeah, those guys, the bad boys, oh, they would have loved it. They would have had barbecue chicken making LeBron James' life miserable. So yeah, that's why Dennis Rodman looks at these guys, a guy like LeBron, the way he playing, and say, you know what, this guy would not have been the same player. I still think he would have been great, but offensively, I think he would have been a different player stylistically, because playing like that would not have worked in the 90s. I don't care what nobody says. People can try to flip it and all that. Well, LeBron, man, he's there. And Shaq is 7 feet, 350, 320, 7-footers, way bigger than LeBron James, stronger than him. On a daily basis, that pounding would have shortened his career. Or he would have had to change the way he played. Drive him to the back. And then they would have stopped that. They would have cut that off. Think about it. Won't nobody just drive him to the basket like that on the Bulls? Not consistently. And even, you know, in the 90s, think about it. The only guys really able to sometimes get to the basket from the perimeter were the quickest, youngest dudes. And that was at times they could find the gaps. Consistently? No, that wasn't happening. No. But anyway, yeah, I agree with Dennis Rodman 100%. Tell me what you guys think.